What's up, guys? So now I'm on part three of my story. This is a long ass story. I didn't even know it was this long, but I'm just gonna be honest. And then I sometimes I think therapy happens when you start talking about experiences, because I didn't even realize I had a lot of I can't say anger and animosity, because it's just things that happen. Disappointment, I think. You look at things in the past, and even though it was 5 years ago, you look at it and like I could have did things differently. I could have did a lot of things differently. I didn't know the culture. I think that I came in here a little hot headed from New York. American, you just have a certain swag, a certain way you do things. So there was a lot of things I didn't know. Not like I was never humble, because I always know where I come from. I always respect people anywhere. I always been that type of person. But I could have handled things differently, without. I was more of an anger person back then, because you with somebody and you put your time and effort and energy and money into something, and then things don't go the way you want, and then everybody you feel like everybody got their hand out and nobody's helping you, and it just feels like you're being used. And that's how I felt at that time. So when I left Cavite to move to Colomba, for me it was a break. It was a new start. They me in this situation didn't work out with this ex. We already broke up. The people there, they're gonna side with them. So it was like no love for me. So I don't think I would have been, not like anybody would have did bad to me or anything, but I just didn't feel like that was my place. Like I wasn't welcome. Like this is not my home. Like if something happened to me, these people don't have my back. And I felt that they did in Colomba, because there was a whole neighborhood, even to this day, and my fiance, my wife would tell you, when we go to Monoto, in Colomba, the kids run to me like I'm the ice cream man. Like it's nothing but love, and I still to this day go there. I brought my son over there, and that area loves me. Not only does that area love me, the area where I'm at here, my subdivision. I lived in two different subdivisions. There's two subdivisions connected here, and they both love me. I stayed there in the other subdivision called Altamont, and then I'm here in Colomba, and Altamont, they love me also. I stayed there for like 2 or 3 years, I think. I know most of the people over there, and there's nothing but love there. And then where I'm at now, it's nothing but love here for me and my wife. So that's why when a lot of people ask me, why you in Colomba, because I got a lot of love here. I'm a foreigner. It's not my country, and these people here love me. I met the mayor here in Colomba, who was at the time the vice mayor when I had my barber shop. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Rizal. He actually sent flowers to my opening to my barber shop, and he came and cut the ribbon with me. And there was a congressman, I think Lazada or something like that, Lazara. He came also. So Congressman Lazara came to my barber shop also. So it wasn't like Cavite. When I did business in Cavite, I went to City Hall. I got the plate. Everybody in the City Hall was cool, and they took the pictures with me in Cavite and Rosario. They were real nice and everything. But no officials came to the business that we did in Cavite. When I did the business in Colomba, the vice mayor and the congressman or councilman came to my grand opening, and they cut the ribbons with me. I got pictures and everything. And the vice mayor, Rizal, now is actually the mayor of Colomba. He just got elected in May, so he's the mayor now of Colomba. So I got a picture with him, and he was cool. So it's just a big difference between Colomba and how they treat me in Colomba and how they treated me in Rosario, Cavite. So I never said I would never live in Cavite again, but well, I won't live in Rosario. But there's some nice places, Emos and Grand. There's some places in Cavite I would consider, but the thing I don't like about Cavite, it floods a lot also there. So Laguna, I haven't had that experience with the flooding. I get a lot of love here in Laguna, and that's pretty much where I'm gonna stay. Even if I move to Manila area, which I'm thinking about doing because of business. I'm thinking of Alabang or San Pedro, right outside Manila. My wife was in Bacoor, Cavite, but I don't think I'm gonna live there because I just didn't like for what she told me it floods there also. I didn't like it. I really personally like Pasay. I like Mandaluyong. I like Pasig and Taguig in Quezon City. I like those places. Mandaluyong will be beautiful, but it's a small place. But we'll see. We'll see what life goes. But anyway, so I moved to Colomba. Finally got my stuff from Cavite. Moved to Colomba, and we did the barbershop. And I renovated it. I opened it up. We renovated it twice. That barbershop, that location, and we was making enough money to get by, actually. But it could have been better financially. And at that time, I was still. It wasn't paying for itself though. I was paying for the rent, which was 20,000 pesos a month. We were making money, but it wasn't enough to cover all the bills and expenses. And it just got to a point like every month, it was just that's what was going on. So when I got money, I had to take care of the bills, and not only that, still take care of the place where I was living because I got a 2-bedroom condo, townhouse at that time. At this time, I started going to crypto meetings in Manila, and I met. Give a shout out to Rafael Padilla. He was a really good guy to me. He introduced me to meetings and people like that. And when I started going to his meetings, I started joining these groups. And then I was connecting with people because at that time, blockchain was like really like new, and a lot of people was wanting to get into the blockchain industry. And I felt like I want to get into crypto. I want to do a business with crypto, but I didn't know anything about it. I'm not a programmer, but I knew that I wanted to get into that industry. So I was just trying to figure out a way to get in. And I met a couple of people, so I'll give a shout out to the cool kids in Carla, and also met who ended up being my partner, met another African American in Malolos. His name was Stanley Young, and Stanley Young also was on the board of the FinTech PH at that time. He was like an executive director or something like that. I don't know the exact title, so don't kill me if you're on the Start PH, board. But he was there, right? So he was on the board, so he had some influence. He knew people. He was African American. It was older than me, so it was like a big brother, type thing. And he was like, "Hey, I'm into cybersecurity. I know you want to get into crypto, but maybe if we do the cybersecurity, there's a need for it. Maybe we can, maybe while you're doing this, you're working with me. We're partners, your own company, and then you can meet people in the crypto industry, and they can figure out what you want to do." So I was like, that's a good plan. We can, make some money. Everybody needs cybersecurity, you know, maybe there's a way we can make some money. And it was like a sales thing. And at the same time, I can connect and rub shoulders with people. I have a company, I have a business. I'm in the industry, but I'm kind of like a supplemental person in the industry. So I was talking to people about cybersecurity and things like that. I did that, NYP Technologies. So I was doing NYP Technologies on my own, and then we also had the barbershop going. So I was hoping that the NYP will flip, and we could make some sales, and then that will take us. So a few months of that, I ended up going to some meetings. So PADCI meeting, I went there, met my future, now my business partner. Met a lot of people in the crypto industry knows me, so I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody in PADCI. And I just started, trying to get into selling cybersecurity. And some things happened with that to where we didn't really get any sales. We had things lined up with some people in his company that we worked with because we was vendors for his companies, for these companies he knew. I had a sale lined up with a company here, and they crapped on the whole thing, and it really pissed me off. And then that was very disrespectful to me. And I'm sorry I said pissed off, but that's just really pissed off. And he didn't stand behind me. He let those people talk to me, talk me down. At the end of the time, we wasn't making no money. And then I met my partner, who CB. I'm gonna give him a shout out. What's up, CB? I had a meeting with him, and he let me stay in his condo, in Quezon City, because I had a meeting and I didn't really have a lot of money. And he was like, "Yo, if you're ever in Manila, you could stay at my condo, save you some money." So I called him on it. He let me stay there, and me and him had a conversation. And he's like, "Look, man, you're doing all this work. You're trying to get these deals. The deals are not coming through. But what is your partner doing? He knows that you're, doing your businesses on your own and you're trying to have money. So is your partner helping you financially? And I was like, it's independent thing. We both put our time in it, and I'm the one going to all the meetings. I'm the one spending the money going to all these events, setting up all these meetings. Like I'm spending money, traveling back and forth. He was like, no, it's not cool, man. You're doing a lot and you're not getting anything out of it. You're just wasting money. You're not selling anything. So after that conversation, man, I had to sit down and think. And this is months and months now. So now, this is like the end of 2018. So this is like a year me being in Colomba, and things are getting tight now. The barbershop is still, it's hemorrhaging money. And this is a year now I had the barbershop. I'm hemorrhaging money every month. And then this NYP thing is not making money. And it was just bad time, man. It was just like everything. You get to a point where you can only spend so much money, and then you start fuming. And I was like taking Paul to feed Peter to feed Mary. I was like, every little piece I get, I was taking care of bills. I was doing this, I was doing that. Then it got to a point where I had to, start selling things just to get bills. I had electronics, I had a lot of expensive things, and I had to sell things just to make sure the rent was paid, just to make sure the electricity's paid, just to make sure the barbershop is paid, and everybody's eating, and people's taking money from the barbershop. And so it just got financially, by the end of 2018, after a year and a half of me fuming everything, it just got to a point where this is not working for me anymore. Like, I got to make a change financially. I got to make a change. It's just, I'm sorry for hemorrhaging money. So after talking to my friend CB again, I was like, you know what? I gotta leave this NYP. This is 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, I think. We're not making no money. I'm going to all these meetings. We don't have a sale. The sale that I could have had, we could have made, probably like $50,000 to $100,000. I probably would have made $10,000, $20,000 in that sale. Didn't go through because the company crapped on it. Then the company didn't really like it. And I'm like, yo, man, we just not getting no support. People not wanting to buy cybersecurity. They're getting it for free, or they're getting it, from other places. And, we're American. It's just not happening. Now, if a lot of these companies that we reached out to end up getting hacked within, after that, if they would have went to us, I don't want to say no names, but these are major companies in the Philippines that end up getting hacked, data breaches, and one was a big food place. If they would have, we had meetings with them, if they would have took us on and took that, they wouldn't have went through that. But that's hindsight now, because you see everything that happened with data privacy, with hacking and things like that. We went to a lot of these companies in 2018. So I'm just going to leave that at that, wash my hands with it, and call it a day. All right? Now, it didn't work out. So I ended up leaving the NYP. And my friend who I worked with gave me an opportunity to do an internship with him at his job to me get some money. So I was like, perfect. So I worked there for like 2 or 3 months. Got to a point where they couldn't hire me because we go back to the beginning. I'm American. I can't work for a company. Anyone to sponsor me. Not like that. But I want to give a shout out to him. Thank you so much, because you gave me you gave me a situation to earn where I really needed it at that time, and that got me through some time to figure out what my next move. And then because of your wisdom and your friendship, not only did you tell me about things, you gave me an idea to make money. So I want to give them a shout out for that, because a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't tell you, hey, this is how you can earn if you're really in this situation, and this is what you can do. He told me that. So I want to give him a shout out, man. I have to, because he saved me. Because I ended up at that time just selling everything of value. Now it's like, you know what, I'm gonna start over. I came here hot. I came here, I got all these businesses, and I helped all these people. Now at the end of the day, none of these people are around me. None of these businesses are still in operational. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Stanley. He died actually a year after that. After we stopped NYP, he died. I think 2019 maybe he died. So I want to give a shout out to him, because he also tried to help me, make money. It's just that our business didn't make money, it didn't work out. But I can't get mad at him for that because he tried to find me a way to do something I wanted to do, which was crypto, blockchain, and we tried to find a way to make money, and it just didn't work. All right, so I want to give him love and shout out for that. So this is the end of 2019 now, going to 2020. I was working with my friend. I couldn't work there anymore. They didn't hire me, but he paid me for the work. And that got me through a few things, you know. So what he told me also was that, you know what, you can work online. And at first I didn't know you could. At that time, this was remote work. It wasn't big at that time. And I was like, you know what, let me try it. Let me see what I can find. And I started going to Facebook groups. I had internet in my laptop, but thank God that I never got rid of my laptop. Never sell your laptop. This is a point for anybody. You can always make money with a laptop if you can figure it out, all right? I had internet, paid, I had laptop, I can still communicate. So I was like, let me, so I started looking for jobs, started working. My first job, I was working for a Filipino company. And due to the fact that it's online work, they don't care where you're from, as long as you can speak English. I speak English, so I got hired quickly because I spoke English. And I was making $3.50 an hour, US. I was making $3.50 an hour, US. My first job working online, and I was happy with that because I had money coming in, and I worked my ass off. Now the money wasn't big; it was like maybe 7,000 pesos a week or whatever, but my rent, remember, I had a townhouse, was 10,000, so I was working 2 weeks just to pay the, just actually I think I was making 5,000 a week, so I was making barely over 5,000 pesos a week. So I was getting by, but I had the electric paid, I had my condo I was renting paid, the townhouse I'm renting paid, and I was eating rice and tuna and living like that. And then what happened was, at that time also I started doing a dating group. So I had a group on Facebook, and I was getting people to join, and it was growing quickly. So I was trying to figure out how to monetize that. So I had a group of people, like, admins and stuff. And I was like, I'm trying to figure out how to start a business, doing this and things like that. And then there was a lot of backstabbing going on in the group and stuff like that. And me and this guy who was like a co-founder of the group started arguing with another black guy in the United States, and then he started shitting on me because he got caught messing around with girls, and they blew him up in the group. And I told him, like, don't mess with the girls in the group, do it outside, because I was trying to figure out a way to make money, and it was just a lot of drama. So we kicked him out. Then he started making videos about me, telling what I'm doing, and I ain't had no girlfriend at the time. I was single. I was doing what I want. And so he tried to make me look bad. It just seems like people try to make me look bad when it comes to dating, and I wasn't even in a relationship. Like, if I'm single, I can do what I want. I'm a grown ass man. I can talk to whoever I want. I can have 20 different people. If I'm telling you straight up I don't want a relationship, and everybody knows that I told you straight up I want a relationship, I could date 100 people, or I could talk to 100 people, because I'm not in a relationship. I'm a free man. I'm single. I'm do what I want. Now, in America, that's how we think. In the Philippines, they don't think like that. So you have to understand the culture of dating and things like that. Some people look down, they call me an F-boy and all this other stuff. But it wasn't like that. I was always straight up. Even when exes or whatever went and they told people in the groups, or, I'm going to kill this, and this, we weren't together, I could do what I want. But of course, public opinion, everybody try to make you look bad. So then these people try to make me look bad, because I told them, hey, when you come to the Philippines, you can meet women, and it's easy, a whole bunch of stuff. And people try to blow up my spot for telling the truth. So anyway, that's pretty much what happened to that point. So the dating group ended up, about 4,000 or 5,000 people. I was trying to figure out how to monetize it. And at that time, I was still working these jobs. And then the jobs dried up. There was assignments, and assignments started drying up. So around that time, I was starting to struggle a little bit more money again, because I just wasn't getting the assignments. And then that's when I met my wife, which was funny. She came in the group one day. She ain't like the group. She ain't like the way we did things. And then I tried to do her thing, and I ain't like that. But me and her talked, and we started talking, and I liked her. I was like, you know what? She's nice. You know, she cares about me. She's trying to fight with me. She's trying to help me out how to figure out how to make this work. And you know, then I was telling her, the more we started talking, what my financial situation was. She was like, "Don't worry about it. You wanna get it. You wanna get it. I believe in you." I wasn't working when I met her. I wasn't working. I had no money. I was figuring out how to pay rent the next month. Matter of fact, my landlord was getting on me because I was late with the rent. So then I paid her, and then my fiance was the one that told me, "Hey, you need to get out that place." And I had sentimental value because it's like, this is, you know, I've been here for 2 years. This is what I went through. This is what I got. And she's like, "You're paying 10,000 pesos. You're only making this much. You're struggling. You need to swallow your pride, be practical, and start over." So after hearing that, I ain't like it. It took me a couple of days to really think it over, but she was right. So I ended up selling anything of value. My partner CB also told me, "Get rid of everything you got, man, right now, and start over." So he was telling me that, she was telling me that. So if one person tells you something, that's, you know, but when two people tell you, then you gotta realize, well, maybe they're right. So I had to swallow my pride. So I sold everything: TVs, couches, furniture, anything of value besides the bed. I sold everything. All everything of value except my laptop, my clothes, my phone. I sold everything. So I came up with some money with that, and I ended up moving into a one-bedroom apartment across the street from where I stayed at before. And it was 6,000 pesos cheaper, so I went up paying 10,000 to 4,000. The electric wasn't high, the water wasn't high, so I started over. I sold everything, and I got my internet, transferred the internet from where I was staying to a new place, and I started over from that. So that's part 3. I'm going to go and I'm going to get you to where we at now. So that's part 4. So I'll be back. Thank you for so much for hearing the story.